How do you know if a dude is lying if his lips is moving? Sprinkle, sprinkle.
When they ask you your body count, you can say, "Oh, it doesn't matter. You can't afford me anyway."
So I bring nothing to the table. I'm the guest of honor. You bring me something, okay? If I'm not the guest of honor, then don't invite me. Just don't give him time to cheat. Don't give him energy to cheat. And spend all his money so he can't really afford to cheat, baby.
Unless that man look like Quasimodo, you ain't getting nothing on the first date, baby. If a guy tells me that other women he dates doesn't take his money because they don't want to feel like prostitutes, I said, well, sucks for them, more for me. Exactly, girl. Get your money.
And,
That's Shira 7.
Shira 7, yes.
All right, guys, let's talk about something that's flying under the radar. Females are admitting to using a man and taking advantage of him and then turning around and blame it on female dating gurus, saying that they're teaching them on how to hate men. Now they're starting to have a different tune, but why is she changing her mind? We're gonna find out today, but before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button. Definitely share the video. If this is your first time watching, watch the entire video, at least give me a chance, and then like and subscribe at the end. Let's get to it.
A lot of people are new to this, but I was true to it because I was following before there was 100,000 subscribers, like me and my sisters, and
That's Shira 7. Correct?
Shira 7, yes.
And I've recently checked out her page, thousands and thousands of views, and she's been doing it for a very long time.
For sure.
Yes. So I was telling every woman that I met in person, like, there's a content creator that makes really good content just about, really, it seemed like how women could take their power back is how it felt.
No, she's teaching you how to take advantage of men without giving the kitty cat up. She runs game for real over there. Y'all got to go check her out.
That's how it felt at the time.
So you went from a place of not wanting marriage at all, and then you started to want marriage. Was she a part of the reason?
I believe that probably, and I hate to say that, but probably it just seemed more secure for a family. It just seemed right. It just seemed more stable, like we would be on a solid foundation.
But you only listen to her whenever you're ready to be a thought and use men. She's not like any other dating guru. She's giving out game so women are taking advantage of men, and that's where you're going wrong at.
I prayed about it and asked God to send me the right man. It wasn't just about what he had. It was never about what he had. Because if it was about that, I had a lot of other options with more.
There's a lot of men with more. There's a lot of men that would spend it for a little bit of time. There's a lot of men that are spending for the night. But there's not that many men that's going to take on you and your kids and completely take care of you. So yeah, you had a lot of other richer guys that like you, but he was the only sucker.
And it was really about how he treated my children, because he seemed to love my boys. And he said, "Oh, those are my boys. You remind me of my mom. She was a single mom with 2 boys. And I would just love to help you and be there for you and be the man you guys need."
Man, who is she kidding, sitting up in here with these fake tears, the fake tissues? Don't women know that gimmick is up? Women use that for the past 5 years. This stuff like this, it don't work no more.
Oh my gosh.
So you know what? I wanna, before we actually get deep into this situation that took place with your husband, I think it's important to talk about the impact. I'm actually happy you shared that, because we had that we had a debate just the other night where that was a part of the conversation, because who you watch and learn from, that's discipleship. That's mentorship.
Oh my goodness.
That's who you are, in submission to.
Yes.
They wasn't learning anything. You go over there, they're just championing each other on, girl, I used a man for this. Girl, I made him buy me this. Girl, I made him spend this much money and I haven't even slept with him yet. If you ask me, that's like a cult of women that are looking to just hurt men and take advantage of them, which is exactly what this woman did. And she's trying to blame it on a dating coach that just teaches you how to be a thought. She's not even a dating coach. She's a manipulator master.
Under their leadership.
You know what? That's so true.
The thing about it is, now when you're discipling under somebody to make the most important decision in your life, this is how I choose my partner. That's the biggest decision we make. They have a lot of influence on our future and the future of our children. What do you think was the biggest takeaway from that content creator in particular that impacted you? Or what empowered you from her in particular, that made you feel that safety and security? Like, what was it, a particular lesson or principle that was given to you?
There ain't no principles given to her. She went over there bragging just like all the other girls, like, man, I'm about to have this dude paying all my bills. Why? It wasn't her first rodeo. She did that to her first husband too. This is what you call a thought bot professional. They know exactly how to jump from weak successful man to weak successful man. And when these men figure out they plan, then they figure out an escape route. Normally, a victimhood escape route.
I think that a lot of times, like I stated before, that women are taught that their value is in what's between their legs. And she was the first person that said that it was true. And you don't have to give it away to just anybody. A man.
I love the acting, sweetheart. But like I said, she's not manipulating you. She's showing you exactly how to take advantage.
It should be worth your time. He should be, taking you out. He should be investing in you. He should be making your life easier if he cares about you. And that's what I took away from it.
I think that makes sense.
I want to ask you this because, right now, hindsight, with where you are today, do you feel like that was the healthiest content to digest, or do you have any regrets in really watching that content to help guide your decision making?
So funny thing about me is that I don't have regrets. I believe that God is working in perfect order, in perfect timing, and there's nothing that happens that he has not approved or seen. Unfortunately, our family, not just our family, but our family in public especially my daughters, have had to be sacrificial lambs in the result of what has happened.
So now let's talk to me about meeting your husband now, because I can imagine after you watch this content, it's probably preparing you for the suitors that come into your life, how to vet them, how to manage them. Was he one of the early suitors?
Yes.
Was he the first one, or were there a few guys before him?
He was one of the first few, and he pursued me heavily, which I liked. I think that women like a man that pursues and says that, I want you. And
you initially met him online.
Yes.
You guys have to love the acting, man. These women are getting up here and people could see plain as day. That's not going to work. It's not going to get you a podcast. You're just another thought bot trying to make it.
Online. I'm sorry. We met online. I don't want to throw the website out there, but if people have been watching, then they know. I don't want to make the website a bad place. That's not what it's about. But we did meet online. Yes.
I get it. And you meet online. You set up a date.
Yeah.
Okay. And first date goes well.
The first date went amazing. He felt like my husband.
What about the experience with him made you feel so comfortable?
I don't know what it was. I just felt safe. I felt like he was my husband. I can't describe it. And even on our first date, he said, "So what do you think about if we got married in 2 months?" And I said, "I don't know, maybe." And he spit out his water because he started choking, like he couldn't believe I said, "Oh, maybe." But it felt so natural and so right.
And then after that, you asked him, how much are you going to give me weekly? Because I have to take care of my kids. That's how they arrange all of this. They find the guy that's desperate, let him talk for a little bit. Once they test how desperate he is, then she go into a payment plan. It's never just out of love. Trust me, it's all about money. She's putting on a show now, but no one feels sorry for her.
Yeah.
How old were you at this time, by the way?
It was 23 or 24 or something like that.
And what was his age?
45, 43, 45, something like that. I don't know.
So he's around 20 or so years older.
Yes, he's 20 years old.
20 years older. A 20-year gap, 2-generational gap. Yes, this was all about the money. We could see this clear as day. Matter of fact, This is worse than the Travis Hunter situation.
Woman at that time, 23. Did you have any reservations about his age, or was that a concern at all, or was that just a typical right? Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't get introduced to dating older men until I started watching Share 7. She just basically said, I mean, they got money. Yeah, exactly. They can be a better man to you. They can provide for you in the way that you would like, and your kids, and so I was like, okay. And it was a bit odd at first because I didn't initially jump right into online dating. I just, men would try to talk to me at the grocery store, and normally I just wouldn't even pay attention to older men. But I just started to be a little bit more approachable, I guess, to men of an older age. And I ended up meeting the first older man that I dated. And it was a little bit odd at first because I just wasn't used to dating an older man. But because he treated me well, it became easy. You feel like a princess,
I'm curious.
A princess? Yeah, because he's turning into a slave. That's what simps do. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock him because he saw a little young thing. You needed saving. It worked out. He's a desperate man, and you're an in distress woman who feels like you're just a gold digger. Believe it or not, if you and him arrange this and you arrange payment, it's not really that bad.
You said I started doing things to make myself more approachable to older men. Like things like what? What makes you more approachable to an older guy?
Just like smile more, or you can make a little more eye contact. Where normally, if you don't go for a certain type, you're probably not even gonna turn your head. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're not even gonna look in their face. But I was like, let me keep my options open. I always was attracted to men of color, so I typically stay in that range. But I was like, let me see about dating someone a little bit older. And after I did, I was like, oh, I can do this. It's not too bad.
That's very, very honest of you, and that makes a lot of sense. And I want to ask, the online aspect of it, was that also a part of the strategy, so to speak, to be able to identify men that might be a little bit older?
It wasn't at first. Okay. Actually, one of my older sisters said, why don't you just try online dating? She was like, it's not too bad. And I never had online dated, like not made any type of profile.
Right.
Because I was like, I don't want people that know me to see me on here, and it's kind of embarrassing. And that's just was my thought process at the time. But then she was like, no. And my oldest sister, she's gorgeous, so it's not like she doesn't have in-person options. But she was like, just try it. And so I tried it, did a paid dating app because I feel like it would be a little bit more, smaller pool of better people. Exactly. And I was able to meet some good guys.
So how long after that first date, did you, because obviously he threw 2 months out. What happened after that first date? Did you guys continue exclusively dating?
Not really. I mean, we kind of dealt with each other, like talked, but I kind of was just talking to people. Like I kept my options open and just was letting people get to know me and taking things slow, not really rushing anything and not trying to get into a relationship at all. And I found that honestly, when I started dating older men, they wanted to rush into a relationship like immediately. On the first date, they were like, I want you to be my woman. And I'm like,
that's why it's cool to date younger, but not 2 age gaps, not 2 generations younger. Maybe like a 5-year difference, because a lot of these older dudes, especially the guy that she's dating that's in his 50s, he get a young tenderoni like that. He's like, man, please marry me. I've seen it happen.
Like, I don't even know you. And that's kind of just how I would, we need to get to know each other over a bit of time. And it turned out to be 6 months, not 2 months.
I think that is very interesting because, and initially when you told me about the things that, your husband at the time was or the guy you was dating at the time, the things that he was saying, I thought, well, that's, kind of strange for him to be saying those types of things. But based on your experience, you're saying that the older men, this was regular conversation.
Yes, they wanted to take me off the market right away.
Wow.
Right away.
That's that internet dating. I tell everybody, it's cool to just play around with it when you're on the bus, driving down the road, something that keeps you busy, but I wouldn't trust nobody on. You better find somebody in public, get in the gym, go for a walk in the forest. There's people outside. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Definitely share the video. This your first time watching? Let me know. Do you think I deserve it? If not, just go in the description and watch more videos and then decide. See you on the next video.